Welcome to Secrets of Stand-Up Comedy. I'm Richard Francis Williams, and I'm going to tell you everything I know about stand-up so you can be the best comedian you can be. All right, how do you deal with procrastination? It took me 5 months to make this video. I'm not trying to be funny. That's what prompted me. I'm like, I keep putting it off and putting it off and putting it off. I haven't abandoned the channel. I'm still working on it. I'm still doing gigs. I'll tell you about that at the end. But Willie and Bingo are still here. They're doing good. They're eating their chewy bones. But procrastination, it kills so many careers. It kills so much progress that you've been making. So there's two main ways that I found to get over that hump, to eliminate procrastination for yourself. I'm talking about the procrastination when it comes to creating new material. Because if you have procrastination and you're putting off going to open mics and performing, you really have to kind of evaluate things. Why are you doing it? I mean, that's the payoff. That's the carrot. That's the treat. You get to perform. That's the fun part of it. It's not as much fun if you're doing the same material over and over again or if you're always bombing, but the goal is to get stage time. So if you're not doing as many open mics as you want, just force yourself. Find a buddy. Say, hey, we're going to hit up 3 this week or whatever it is. Or look in the mirror and say, hey, do I really want to do this? So the area where procrastination seems to hit comics and writers in general is writing. We call it writer's block or I'm stuck. Here's what procrastination boils down to. I don't want to do this thing and I don't have to, or nobody's making me do it. So we build it up that it's bigger than that. No, it's childhood trauma, or I have ADHD, or this or that. You wake up every morning and you brush your teeth. You don't have to think about that. During this time that I've been procrastinating on the videos, I watched Better Call Saul, the whole series. I had never seen it. And I didn't need to make a plan to watch it every night on Netflix. I didn't need to sit down at my computer and map out what hours I was going to watch it. I just did it because I wanted to do it. Now, excuse me, that always happens in these videos. I forget. I have to cough. And I don't edit. I'm not editing this. There. Simmer down. Willie, go on the sofas. All right, I'm back to you. I'm back. You haven't seen me in a while, so enjoy all the ambient stuff going on. When we procrastinate, we want to have the thing done. My buddy Jerry Persigian always would say, I don't want to write, but I want to have written. Hold on one more time. Willie, go on the sofas with your chewies. Bring sofas. Ay, ay, ay. Good boy, Willie. So you want to have new material. You want to have killer material that you can go out and perform and test out and all that. But sitting down to write it sucks. Let's be honest. It's not a fun thing to do most times. It seems grueling, and a lot of times you won't get anything. But you like having it done, and nobody's making you. It's not like, boy, this is really upsetting you, huh? Willie likes to procrastinate. He's fighting against it. At your job, I bet there's tons of things you don't want to do. But you don't even think about it because you have to do them. Someone's making you. Otherwise, you don't get paid. Stand-up is different from that, obviously. It's something that you have to develop yourself. You have to hold yourself accountable. You're the one ultimately going on stage with either the same material that barely works or works really well. That's one of the things I found is that once I got an hour of material, it's a lot harder to write new material because why would I try something new? I already have stuff I can rotate through and go out and kill and seem like I'm great, but I've been doing the same stuff for a long time. So you have to hold yourself accountable. Now, these are the two ways that you can get yourself out of it. The first one, it may seem kooky to you, but hypnosis. That's how I originally got over my writer's block when I was writing screenplays. I went and saw a hypnotherapist, and after one session, I got up every morning at 6:30 in the morning and wrote 5 pages of the screenplay until I was done, and I wouldn't move from the chair. So that's one way, and I actually did that for one of you subscribers. One of you comics hit me up, said, hey, I want you to make a recording for me. He's out in Australia. So I did, and he's been writing ever since. So good for him. That's probably not something you're going to pursue. It's probably, you're not going to try to find a hypnosis in your phone book in your local area and go and do that. You can try self-hypnosis. There's probably videos on the internet that will help you to some degree. But here is the other way that will break through that wall that you have. Excuse me. Man, I feel like I'm not hitting it out of the park on this, but you know what? The point is I have to get it done because I'm making myself do it tonight. The way to break through procrastination when writing new material is to do it every single day, preferably at the same time so that it becomes part of your habits. Now, you probably have heard that before, and your mind goes, oh, I don't want to do that, or I can't make the time. You have to. If you set the same hour every day and you force yourself to just write, it could be stream of consciousness, whatever's on your mind, like the morning pages routine that I talked about in another video, where you just keep writing for 20 minutes, whatever pops into your mind without stopping. Or you do that on a specific topic, like I did with the idea of heaven. Or if you sit down and you stare at the blank page and you say, okay, I'm going to write 10 jokes. Whatever it is, you sit there for an hour and you do your best and you write something. We have this expectation as comics that every other comic is just sitting down and all the jokes are flowing and they have all these great ideas come to mind. No, they don't. Maybe there's one or two in the history of comedy. But all the other comics that make it seem so effortless have put in a ton of effort. Jerry Seinfeld does this every single day. He sits down with that yellow legal pad, and I think it's a Bic pen. He's been using the same pen for decades. And he sits there and he goes through it. So that's what you need to do. Here's why. To make this video was much harder than the third video when I made 100 videos in 100 days. So the third video in 100 days was easy because I made a commitment to you on camera that I was going to make 100 videos in 100 days. So all the pushing the boulder uphill to start, I didn't have to keep doing every single time because I was already in the rhythm of it. By the third day, I'm like, okay, I got to do my video. What do you think it's like by the 53rd day? It didn't even pop into my mind that I couldn't do it. I didn't have to force myself to sit down and set up my iPhone and set up the mic. It just became a rhythm. It became something I did as part of my life. So when you do these start, stop, start again attempts at writing, you have to build up all that discipline, willpower, and courage to get started all over again instead of making it easy on yourself. So 4.5 months ago, I started walking every day for 3 miles. Not something I was ever interested in doing, not something I ever thought that I would do. Like, that's such a crazy idea to me. But my doctor said, hey, you should do this. It'll help clear your mind. And like most comics, I deal with various depressive issues. So I said, all right, I'm going to take his advice. I'm going to walk today. And so I did it. And it was tough that first day because it's all brand new to me. And then I went the next day and the next day. And eventually, 4.5 months later, I haven't missed a day except for Christmas when the gym was closed. And I don't even think about it now. I don't have to build up that willpower or discipline to go to the gym, to walk. I actually enjoy it now to whatever degree I can enjoy something like that. It's just, that's part of my day. And I've been doing that with writing lately. And here's what happens. I get there, I go to Starbucks, I sit down with a notebook, and I write stream of consciousness. And usually that's all I get. I don't get jokes a lot of times, but I'll get an idea. And I'm like, okay, let's work on this one idea. Let's see where I can go with this. And so, yeah, a lot of it's going to be trash. A lot of it's going to be stuff that you don't use, but you don't need to use it. If you get one joke out of it per week, that's one new bit that you didn't have before. Instead of relying on inspiration to strike. Inspiration can strike at any time. You still have that. So the rest of your day, if you see something funny, jot it down. But if you build up this discipline, you'll start having more confidence in yourself. I think the mental block that people have is, what if I do all of this and it doesn't pay off? What if I don't get anything out of it? I'm telling you, by sitting down and doing it, you will get stuff out of it. Even if you don't get amazing bits right away, you'll get a sense of accomplishment. You'll get some pride, some confidence. It'll really help you in many different ways. And you'll start getting material. You'll be surprised, especially when you free write about a topic. It allows your subconscious mind to kind of wander and spit out things that you didn't even know you thought about. And so you'll write stuff that's less hacky or done to death by other comics. It becomes more personal. And you also get to know yourself better by doing this. And it's also made me feel better. Bingo's eating now. That's the crunching. I'm sorry for all the ambient noise, but so that's my suggestion to you for an hour every day. And don't take Saturdays and Sundays off. Just do it every day, like you're eating dinner or brushing your teeth or going for a walk. Now, on to me. Even though I didn't do videos for a long time, I had comics message me, hey, I don't know if you're still doing the one-on-one consulting because you haven't made a video in a while. I'm still doing that. I love doing that. I love talking with comics on the phone. It's $75 for an hour. Just email richwilliamscomedy@gmail.com. Send me your material. I'll look at it in advance. We'll go through it. I'll punch it up with you, give you some advice, and give you a true read on how I feel you're doing. And if you're starting out, don't worry about it being perfect. Sometimes people hold off until they're this amazing comic. It's like, no, it's helpful from the beginning. All right, enough with that. As far as what I've been up to, my buddy helped me with my bathroom, so that's getting close to done. I think I mentioned before, I painted my house, or at least part of it, and I've been doing a lot more stand-up, which has been great. I opened for Tom Green a couple weeks ago, so that was fun. More so because we have a mutual friend in common, so we're kind of talking about him. And I have some stories and kind of lessons I've learned from some recent shows, not getting caught up in drama, which I've talked about before. But it's been good, and I need more material. I said about a year ago that I was going to build an hour of new material in a year. I haven't done it because I procrastinated, but I'm back on track. That happens a lot of times, not just in comedy, but in life. We get distracted. We let other things invade our plan and kind of tear it apart. But I hope to see you back here soon. If you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.